And we are live. Let me refresh this thing. Make sure you can see us. Make sure you can hear us. Nothing yet. There we go. All right, YouTube, ready to go. The man, Mr. Information in hand, Rory Matt. So glad I made it for the live. Gonna be a great episode. Appreciate that. It's gonna be a great episode compared to all the other ones that we usually do. This one's gonna be great. Kevin.
Greater.
Good evening. Like on three legs. Big Money. Mo. Mendes Finds. Rashard. Manny Fresh. Sourcing Code. Mendes Finds. Select Goods. There we go. And Anna in the chat. Very nice. All right, so we'll wait for more people to come in. We did not have a show last week.
Glenn didn't even say anything.
No, I said last week, I was like, hey, we're probably not going to have one next Wednesday. And B was like, maybe we will. He was...
I was being hopeful, but...
Josh Leva.
But you already know what happened. You know,
Yeah,
we got to tell him what truly happened. It wasn't an easy feat.
No. Sneaker Flip Fine, One Kick Finder, Baker Brand, our boy Danny, and Retrospective Gear. Very nice. Left everyone hanging, said Danny. So we're going to go through some finds to start off the show. We were in San Jose. We were at eBay. I'm pretty sure you saw B's non-stop content on IG. Baby. So this guy, you know, he was consistent. Him and JC, they're a team. They're a content team. So a bunch of stuff. And then I was super late until I got back, and then I posted some stuff. Rashard, Glenn with a new prestige hairstyle after visiting eBay.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. We love eBay, Rory, Matt, Jimmy, what's up? Paper Drew, very nice. All right. Greater than the rest, video feed on point, no echo. Okay, that's good. All right, so let's start off with the finds. Interesting on the finds, though. This week has been a little slower than last week. Last week, I thought there was some better stuff out there. Ross, I think, trying to rebuild from Labor Day sale. I know a couple of my stores just got ransacked out there. It was like it's desert dry. And then Marshalls, besides a bunch of Ezekiel Elliott jerseys, I don't know what else they have. I didn't find anything else. And then Burlington seems like different cities been bringing the heat with jackets, hoodies, and more. So let's get into it real quick. Maximum 2300 Josh Jacobs on the Elite jerseys. And then there we go, 325 retail. We like that. And I think he's on a 1-year contract, so you got this year to sell it. Yeah, I got this year to sell it. And hopefully he stays with the team and you make that money. That's what we want. A lot of gloves. People have been picking these up. $10. Nike and Jordan. Let me see. Of course, the heavy hitters. Balvin on the Jordan jackets. $50. $500 on the retail. And I was trying to find some. I didn't see anything out there. Last sale, $375. These are insane. I'm pretty sure Big Money Mo has found a couple of these, I would think. I don't know who else. Who else in the chat? Anybody else find these out there?
It was black. I think, was there a black version? No.
I don't know. Maybe there was.
If it was black, I would rock it.
You don't rock this baby blue, sky
blue? That would be you. That's a you jacket.
Let me see. USA finds flips. I know Big Money Mo also found this as well. I don't know the retail on these bad boys. 2018 USA Hockey on that one. Let me see. I know there was another one we needed to see. Now, where is it? There we go. Van finds flips again, dominating out here. Travis Scott, Cactus, Jack, Burlington, and apparently Marshalls have also been getting them. So,
oh really? Wow.
Yeah. Someone else found them at Marshalls, I believe, too. So $50, 2 of them here in an XL. Finds flips. Let me see if I can find. Oh, here it is. Marshall's Tans finds the same one and the same price at $50.
Can't complain.
We can't. We won't. Burlington and Marshalls coming through. And let me see. Oh, there's another one on the hockey. This one is from Big Money Mo, who's also been picking up. Look at that trophy room. What's going on here? This slideshow is going too quick for us. Mo with the heaters.
It's a reel. See, Big Money Ma, we already told you don't do a reel.
Mo, it's going too fast. We can't comprehend. Let me see. Nike on that one. Nice little burgundy. $50 on this Letterman in green.
Right, that green.
And then 30% off on the puffers.
$30.
So 39 extra 30. Probably a little bit more for Mo. So not bad at all. All right, let me get this out of the way. Marshall's Tiny Heat, 25. And then I believe, here we go, Drizzy Finds, lows and mids, kids section, Marshalls. So looks like 39 on these. And then the mids as well. You get that half box. See, Rory Matt Trash at my outlet. Illa K, what's up? Much love from Florida. And let me see, even Drake out here sourcing select goods. Let me see, Vest, Broadway B, Burlington racks are full of good finds. Nike, Polo, Robert Graham as well. So a lot of high retail stuff out there. 35 on this Sherpa. And let's see, Vans, Leva. There's this one. We did see that one out in the wild. Oh. Nike SB.
It's like a sir.
Yeah, like a Mr. Rogers. Shorts. See, there we go. Next eBay trip, you're rocking this.
Dude, imagine if you show up like, okay, this is what I'm wearing for the record. This is what I'm wearing for recording.
Oh man, get the hell out of here.
They probably wrap you in black cloth.
Like, yeah. No camel toe out here, sir. All right, next one. Fries, waffle fries on the Nike.
Can't wear that. Unhealthy. It's unhealthy.
Oh, fries. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can't eat fries.
Hey, be hitting the gym today.
I'm third day.
Oh, third day
in a row, baby. 3 days in a row. As soon as I got back, I was ready to work out.
I like that. More Jordan gloves, A-Train Hustle, 10. Man, a lot of these. Vapor Jet. And the white and gold, very nice. I wanted to show you this one. Luca 1.
Dude, that one? Clear out.
Oh, I'm wondering why so cheap.
It's probably like that store only, because that's, I mean, so far.
40 extra 20. And a sourcing code, very nice. And then not only that, but different colors too.
A triple red. Yeah. Apparently, I've heard they're comfy.
Luca
the
1.
black and red too.
Black and red too.
I mean, I'm telling you, if you find this, just buy everything, because Q4 is here. That's basketball season, baby.
Rory Matt says cheap because they got Luca 2s.
But usually the first ones are like better. You know, like they actually gradually become worse.
Worse. Like the GT cut 2s.
Yeah.
What about the Tatum?
Wow, first shoe is already like.
Man, Tatum 50 extra 20. That's pretty wild.
Yeah. How much is retail? Probably 130.
I was thinking maybe a little bit more. I don't even know. Foamies, damn, 229. Don't they know we're in a recession right now? I mean, Come on now. Foamies? LeBron Witness, 60 extra 20.
That one needs to be clearance out. Like, Lucas are cheaper than this. Like, I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't get that either. And every outlet has these Witnesses too, in like 10 different colorways.
And Rory Matt, yes, Glenn did get new headshots. Be on the lookout for those. Rory Matt, yes, we're. I don't know which eBay studio are you going. I'm gonna be in Atlanta.
Okay, there we go. From the beat, you heard it. Jake's supposed to be there, right?
He said he'd try.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah. Yeah, he's scared.
Let me see. Cartful, Broadway B, Team USA on the short, Tech Pack, and more. Labor Day weekend sale. Let me see. Oh, two more. Finds flips. Two more Balvin jackets. What's going on here? Another two. Alright, I better find one out here. I'm gonna find one. We can and we will.
Better.
And Mile High on some Nuggets shorts TJ Maxx, 75 retail down to 17. Man, Mitchell and Ness, I don't know. Their stuff is just going super cheap. 160 on the soccer ball, $13. There we go. Mile High.
Michelle Ness probably just quit. Yeah, just like
Just quit.
it's
Oh, these
like
are nice too.
it's either that or they finally realize that they overproduce and they're just
Yeah.
like, okay, like let's just cut our losses, break even, and move on.
Yeah, it's crazy. Sneakers Envy, that's a name we know and love. Scuba Squad, what's up? All right. So, let me get out of this real quick. This is not going to be in any order. And so let me explain what's going on here on the what we learned after visiting eBay. What would be your general thoughts, I guess, before, because I have 5 things I need to share with the chat,
Okay.
but anything you want to say before we start?
Um, are we gonna? No, we can talk about funny stories later.
Oh, funny stories. Why am I blurry? What's going on here?
Funny stories about like how I almost got Glenn in trouble.
Oh yeah, we don't have to talk about that one right now. What is going on with this camera? Well, I was supposed to get. Oh, there. Okay, there we go. All right, so, did you meet with the advisor too, or no?
Yes, we did. Yes,
Oh,
we met with growth advisors.
you didn't tell me what they told you.
Well, I met them the last day, Friday.
I
They were
wasn't
already
there.
gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we met with Growth Advisor on our eBay stores. I'm going to share to you what they told me, looking at the numbers and how I
And you took
believe.
notes. You took notes.
I took notes.
Oh,
This is not even I feel like I could do like a whole video on this.
wow. Well,
But these are some of some of the stuff that I think I should share now. I'll share more later. And how it could help you on your store. So
yeah,
here we
can
go.
deep dive
Yeah.
on a secret episode or maybe a podcast.
And we'll get B's feedback on these as well.
Mhm.
Let me see. eBay CEO look like a Roshi run kind of guy, says Rory, man.
You'd be surprised.
He was wearing
well,
like custom Air Force Ones.
yeah,
Right?
he wore custom Air Force Ones. He wore a diamond mid one lows.
Oh,
I
that's
get
right.
it because they were doing black and white theme.
Mm.
But he actually has Jordan 1 trophy rooms that he rocked. He rocks.
Mm.
He rocks them a lot. So if you look at this photo.
Okay, so this is not in order, random stuff. All right, let's start with the first one. So, you don't need to list every day, but so first, let's start off with the first thing. You don't need to list every day. I'm telling you right now. I don't care what all the other YouTube channels tell you.
Yeah.
You don't have to list every day.
No.
I mean, we just left eBay. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. You don't have to list every day, but they do want you to be very consistent from all angles, which means whenever you get messages, they do expect you to respond pretty timely.
Yep.
If you get offers, counter offer as soon as you can. If you do, I guess, well, you want to figure out listing is like they want you to have some sort of consistent schedule.
Right. Like sending best offers.
Well, I guess from a list perspective, like
Okay, listing.
you know, if you're listing every Wednesday and Saturday, and you're consistent that those 2 days, that's good. I mean, because you have a schedule that you're following. It's not necessarily like, man, every day I got to do it.
It's not for like you don't. I think is that coming from because it's not really, like the myth of like the algorithm's gonna hate you.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
where it came from.
Yeah, but I think it's more for like your own business too, right?
Well, that's true too. I mean, if you just have death piles just
Yeah,
owning you, then that's a
yeah.
different story. But I guess from the algorithm, like you said, there was just like that myth pretty much. Like if you don't list every day, you're not getting
Yeah.
sales.
Yeah.
And a lot of people go by drafts,
Yeah.
right? Like everyday drafts and things like that. For
And
me, I'm not.
you can actually schedule listings now, which I've learned
True, you can
for
do that
free.
too.
Before it was you had to pay. So now technically you can list all in 1 week and then just schedule items to go live in certain times.
That is true too. I'm not really a big fan of the draft.
You don't?
I don't. I guess
Why?
I just feel like if I'm already there listing, just list it. Because what if someone buys
Yeah,
that
it's
item
already
that
there,
day?
right? It's
At
already
least it's
watched.
already there. I mean, I had to
100%.
upload the pictures. I already did the description,
100%.
and for me to just say, well, to feed the algorithm, I'm just gonna wait another day. I mean, I'd rather
Yeah.
just do it right now. I'm already here.
Yeah.
Just list them.
I mean, if you have so many items to list, I don't think I think the scheduling would matter.
Yeah,
Right? Like if I have if I have like 100 that I'm working on right now, and I still have 200 items in the back end, I guess it don't matter because it would be better off if I schedule everything 10 a day, right? Because then every day you're still working on it,
yeah,
right? But like kind of like the way we operate or we try to tell everybody, everything needs to be listed ASAP,
yeah,
right? So if you can list everything ASAP, I think you should list everything ASAP. But I think there are instances like, okay, if you only have 2 hours to put in today, then like just list a bunch as you want, and then or draft everything and then finish it when you get more time.
yeah. I mean, I'm not against the draft. I just personally don't
Mm,
do it. But I know quite a bit of sellers that do,
yeah,
and they follow that pretty much to a T,
yeah,
and it's done well for them because when you do list every day, it's not gonna hurt you. I
no,
mean,
no,
I'm not saying. I guess eBay didn't say that it's necessarily going to like boost you an
yeah,
algorithm to where like you're just every single thing is just that like it's gonna help you, but it's not needed.
yeah,
Like
yeah. Because
just
I mean, I remember this conversation. At the end of the day, if you really want, if you really want activity or good sales, just list better products and find better products, right? At the end of the day, remember Val said that? At the end of the day, just list better products. And
we
if you
haven't gotten to
can
that
list,
point yet, but yes,
oh, oh,
better.
oh, oh, all right, we'll get there, we get there.
Okay, okay,
See,
okay. Let's go
this
to the
is what
next one.
happens.
Okay, next one is people underestimate their store power.
Oh,
So what he was telling me is that there's another myth type of thing, right? To where like if you list something, um, it's like, well, something old sold. Like I listed this, I listed 20 items, and then because I'm feeding the beast, an item that I listed 45 days ago sold.
mm-hmm.
So there's this kind of like connection there that people
Connection.
are trying
Yeah.
to figure out. Dapper Fanatic, what's up? So what they were telling me was that people underestimate their own store because when there's quite a bit of related products in that same bubble that you're in, a lot of times is like you list something new, they look at it and they're like, hey, this seller, let's say Hustlebee's selling some Jordans, they're a pretty good price. Hey, he doesn't have a size 11,
Mm-hmm.
but let me see what size 11s he does have
Right.
in a different model.
Right.
And it just so happens that, hey, this one actually was on eBay for a bit. I never really noticed it because I just saw his new listings.
Yeah.
And now I'm going back into his store to see what else they have. There's a size 11. Let me buy this one instead.
Yeah. So it becomes like more of like an your new listing becomes an ad
Pretty
for
much.
people to go search for others, right? Like if like you said, like, oh, this guy's got good photo, good description, price is not bad, right? Has best offer, so maybe I can wheel and deal with this guy. So now they can go into it's like, okay, let me see, right? Yes, I 100% agree on that one. And I think that's where it comes from, where you list every day, it helps
Hmm.
because now you're tapping to more people actually that gets interested in your store. So I agree. I am one of those people that underestimate our store, but I think I just recently start to think around like what are the capabilities of your store.
And I guess that's where we kind of talked about that same bubble on our niche. Remember we said like shoes also relatable into like other Nike products.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you sell socks, shorts,
Yep.
jerseys. It's all in an active wear, sportswear realm
Category.
of
Yep. Yep.
things, and that's where I think where if someone's looking for something in a related product, then it'll definitely help you. So
Mm-hmm.
the niching down is good in a way, but we also know so many other sellers that don't necessarily niche down, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe they're looking for something else in that in your store. Hopefully, SA, what's up? And hopefully you guys enjoyed your eBay HQ trip. Appreciate that. Okay, let me get into the next one, which only promote items that need it. So they already knew that promoted listings, there's just a huge backlash on like 11% or 16%
The
or
suggested, the recommended.
yeah, the recommended or even just promoted in general. There's a huge backlash in it. Just on
Yo,
like
you
on
you gotta
YouTube.
keep talking because I gotta use the restroom. I've been
Okay,
drinking
go.
too much
Yeah,
water.
all right, go ahead, go ahead, go pee, go pee, go pee, go do what you need to do, or diarrhea on a plane or whatever you need to do. Um, and so they already know about that, but they were even telling me like you don't have to promote everything, like you don't have to, and even if you did 2%, that's fine. If you did 10%, your call. If you did zero, that's also fine. eBay's not like here to tell you promote it sky high. You're gonna be number one for everything, and you're gonna get instant sales. Anything like that. What they really want you to do is to look deeper into those items that you're listing. What does their pricing look like? How many are listed? What does your competition look like? And really seeing if your item needs to be promoted at all. And in this case, 16%, things like that, people have been saying, yeah, it's a lot, it's high. And he was also even recommending if you do want to promote it, start off low. And if you're seeing that there's not really a lot of traction in the item, after every 30 days, then you should double check it. Hey, you know what? I started off with zero promotion. I'm gonna now bump it up to 2%. He even said go low, 2%, 3%, like gradual. Hey, when you're planning to sell this, some people have the 30-day, 60-day, 90-day goal. Some people have even longer, depending on the season or whatever it is. But if it's been sitting there for a while, you can bump up the promoted listing if you want to, but your call. Um,
My
where
take on that is, I think it's a tool that people have offered. I mean, that eBay has offered, right, as far as advertising, and I think it's an um more of like a easier way to run ads on your listing, right? Because imagine if we have to go to Google Ads and actually promote our stuff.
yeah,
That's actually hard, right?
yeah,
And that's actually now we have to go out of our way, out of a site. I think it's more of a streamlined tool that they have provided for us. And you said it, like, you don't have to if you don't want to. But looking at my traffic, right, like 70% of my traffic is promoted traffic. So am I willing to lose 70% of the promoted traffic for extra for 3% of savings? I would say no, right?
mm,
I'd rather pay 3% to get 7 million views a month. Because at some point, 1%, right, of the 1% of that 7 million views will convert into a sale. So I think that's the game now that we play, and it would be not smart for you not to use it, as long as you're still hitting your profit margin. But I think on my other side is, if you're selling something rare, you don't have a lot of competition, or you're already the lowest, you shouldn't promote.
yeah. That's what he said too. Like you said too, rare items, unique items. I mean, you're only competing with like two or three other sellers as
Yes.
well. Um,
Would
you
it be
know,
good to say that if you're on the first page, you shouldn't promote. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
if
think
there's
if
only one
yeah, if
page,
there's
right?
only
So,
one page, yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah,
probably don't really need to promote any of that. I
yeah.
mean, you could be the lowest. I don't know. Maybe you'll just end up best match regardless anyway, because there's not really a lot. Um, but he was saying there's two problems here with the promoted listings and what's going on. Number one is he was saying that people are not taking advantage of the other things that you could be using right now. Like you look at promoted listings, they're like they just want to take your fees.
Hmm.
He's saying that what's really underrated right now is the newsletter and getting out like those type of updates on your store every time you list similar products.
Mm.
So he was telling me like every time I list hats, I should be sending out that newsletter email that new hats
New
I've
inventory
listed
coming in.
these new hats every single time.
Hmm.
And especially the people that have already been buying hats or jerseys or whatever that is, should be getting this email and seeing those updates. And he's saying that a lot of people just don't use these, and it's really good, a really good tool, but promoted listings, hey, they're trying to take my money.
Yeah, I think there's not enough um info or maybe education. I mean, obviously, it's not a very viral topic to do that, right? It's like, hey guys, store newsletter, right? Or store ads, right? Or
Yeah,
even social. You can link social now.
yeah.
Your social media, Facebook. I'm looking at my store that I still have 4 out of 8 tasks to complete because I
Mm,
haven't even wrote the description to my store.
okay.
So um I think those are the things that still a lot of things that you can do. And if you don't want to spend money on promoted listings, I think there's a lot of ways that you can promote it manually, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you and I don't do it. I mean, we could promote our eBay store on our Instagram or YouTube, but we don't, right? Because we don't use it to traffic our store. But you can build a
Like an
buy
IG
it now.
page just
Yeah, an IG,
for,
yeah, you can. I mean, a lot of sneaker sellers do that.
yeah.
And then they just link, right, for safer transactions. If you don't want to trust me to buy me directly, buy from my eBay store.
And then he said the second problem is that he's just like, I'm just straight up, people are listing trash. Now, this we already knew, and unfortunately, that's where I think we get a lot of negativity and a lot of the YouTube videos and a lot of the comments and just like, man, sales are slow and no one's buying anything and this is going on. But at the same time, if you're listing stuff that nobody wants, or it's just something that's really specific on that buyer, it's gonna be tough regardless. I mean, even with us listing a lot of past season items, there's people that, hey, I like that shoe. I like the way those shoes fit. I want to buy those again. And there's some people that are like, Luca ones. I want twos. I want the newest one.
Right.
I don't care for the oldest one. And every buyer is different. But I guess like my example with Luca and shoes is like at least it's something that's it's Jordan brand. It's brand new. I mean, a lot of these things you'll never lose
Right.
on any other platform. If you want to go outside of eBay, you're gonna make your money on that.
Yeah.
39 extra 30. So it's crazy. But with a lot of the cheaper stuff or really bad items, he's saying that's where don't expect fast sales on these
Hmm.
things.
Yeah.
Let me see. I thought about promoting my store on my IG resale page, but it shows items I got and how much I got for. I wondered what's your take on that, Richard?
Yeah. I wouldn't be sharing how much I paid for it. I think you can, because a
Just
lot. I
start a
mean,
new one on your brand or something?
yeah, you can create a brand that you're actually a seller. Like I would feature more of the shoe because like the reselling, like we're not, the likelihood of us buying from each other and making money from each other is very low, right? Because like I know you paid 39 for that. Like, are you really gonna charge me 60 off that? Um, but I think you want to create like a brand, right? Like, okay, this is I'm a shoe, I'm a shoe store, I'm an online shoe store, and then you can link all your stores. You can buy Poshmark, so it could be like more of another broadcasting channel that you could tell people that, okay, you can buy from my IG, you can buy from my Poshmark, or you can buy from my eBay store or whatever, Shopify store. If you want to evade fees, create your own Shopify store or Instagram, right? You could go pay direct Venmo, whatever that thing is. You could do that. I think that would be something that would be cool, because you mean if you're already sharing finds, like you could actually just start sharing your listings.
Brilliant Dominance, what are the percentage of your sales from your followers slash fans versus normal consumer sales? Some YouTubers claim they get 60% of their sales from their subs. That's a good question. I know Whatnot. There's a little bit more, I guess, of people buying some
Yeah.
stuff that they follow the channel. Um, eBay, not really. I know there was a guy that bought. Man, I think he bought quite a bit of football cleats from me.
Mm-hmm.
I think he bought them for like 100 or 120 or something like that. Now these were cleats I got a great deal on. But hey, if you want to try to sell them yourself, you could definitely do that. I'm all for that. If you can make money off of me, then do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but not necessarily, I guess, supporting wise. I did notice there's a big following like that, like on the thrifting type of
Yeah.
channels. Maybe because also usually their listings are a little bit cheaper stuff. Like if you're sharing, if I guess you're selling plush or
Mm-hmm.
maybe some T-shirts and some things that you saw in their video, you're like, hey, they're selling it for the good deal. I'll buy it from them, type of
Yeah.
thing. But not really on the retail ARB side too. I think we
Yeah.
price things and it's just
Yeah.
too
Like,
much.
yeah, we price like market or over market, right? I think we're more in the patient game, but I think too you have to consider like some of the YouTubers that claim that is actually their business is views. Their business is YouTube. Majority of their income comes from YouTube compared to eBay. So what they're trying to do is they just got to get rid of it. I mean, that's why I think Whatnot is a really good outlet for them, because they could just sling it, like they don't have to list it. So I think that's my take on that. Um, but you could be like Common Hype, just like huge channel that is into the fashion style, sneakers hype. So I'm sure they get a lot of traffic, but for us, I probably only had probably less than 10 people that have bought from me that knew I was Hustle Bee.
Rodolfo says that would be Commonwealth picker. Yeah, for sure. That would be like because you, I mean, when you talked to them and everything, that was,
Yeah.
I think, which one was that again?
Which
You
one? In
Commonwealth,
Phoenix?
Phoenix. That's right.
Yeah.
And what Commonwealth does, and a lot of the other ones do too, is like, here's the 5 tips, like the 5 tips we're doing right now, and then I'll pick items or I'll show you what I got,
Yeah.
like in between,
Yeah.
and my 5 tip video turns into like an hour video
Yeah.
of me explaining things. And if I say like, hey, I picked this up for $5 at the thrift, and then you go to my store, you're like, hey, I saw that in a video, and then the next video you're like, hey, shout out to
Yeah.
so and so for
They're
buying
buying
it.
this. Yeah.
Kind of like they get like a nice little plug or shout out or
Yeah.
something like that.
I would say like they do have a lot more like um tighter community, if you would say, um because they do a lot more than just YouTube. Like they do podcasts and they do Patreon group. They have a Facebook group, um and I think it's just like one way of giving back, right? And not to say that we're not doing that. I think they do a lot more, and that's why, like, there are talks that we want to do more, but obviously a lot of it will have time and money, right? But yes, he actually was a former teacher for I think 20
mm.
years. Yeah. That's why he's a very very well spoken guy. Brilliant Dominance. Yes, I finally start sharing my store, but Glenn actually is not hiding his store. He's actually has shared his store for the longest time. I guess he just don't have a link on his IG, because this guy
Mm.
probably don't know how to use a link tree or something. That's what it is. If you ask him, he'll tell you.
Oh man, yeah. B was hiding his
Yeah,
store for a while,
for a
but
long time, until what? Like
yeah,
until only in my seller spotlight last year it
yeah.
came out.
Then
That's why I couldn't hide it anymore.
yeah, it's like oh, there he
But
is.
yeah.
Let me see. I would assume that small YouTubers want organic subs, it would backfire more. The actual benefits, just my 2 cents. Yeah, I guess it depends also on who. I don't know. There's haters everywhere, and then there's people that support you, and it could be a little mess. But now, Rory Matt says Commonwealth is on eBay timeout right now. So
Apparently, I don't know what he did.
so let's talk about suppressed listings and eBay jail. I would say. Now, here's the thing. Last time I told you, and B was like, "Come on, you're starting to sound like everyone else." I told B I got a negative feedback, and I had 0 sales for that day when I had consistently $500 plus at the lowest. I was doing really good. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And so when I called them and they took it off and sales resumed as normal, I thought that was just weird. Mm-hmm. B was like, come on. So I brought that up. I brought it up and they told me, well, first they asked me, did I have any returns that were items not as described? My answer is yes. Did I have more than 3? Answer was yes. Now, not my fault though. Some people put doesn't fit. Some people put not as described. I'm like, what is your deal here? And then in the comments they put didn't fit. I'm like, then why did you just choose that? So instead, metrics go down and it looks differently on my side of things as a seller compared to their side of things where they just want to return. Mm-hmm. So at that time, I had more than 3 open, and then the negative feedback came in, and he said, we probably suppressed your listings until you had it figured out by calling eBay or figuring out that negative feedback and I guess technically listing more outside of that. Or, of course, the returns aren't open.
Right.
So I thought that was a little weird. But it also kind of
a little harsh.
I mean, a little harsh, I guess, because there's 1,700 plus listings and 99.9% feedback and free returns and everything else. But it kind of made sense of like why there was nothing else going on that day. Of like, how come there's no sales? What's going on here? Mm-hmm. And so at least I knew that something did happen and wasn't just like a fluke thing. But anybody have any crazy maybe returns? I mean, I definitely got way more returns once I started listing way more products. I mean, that's bound to happen. You're going to get more sales and you get more returns. It's going to come along with it. Mm-hmm. But I wish I can't control whatever they choose as their option though. I mean, as long as they didn't choose counterfeit or something like that, but with them going with not as described, that sucks.
Yeah, I think that could be something that I think it's just the back end flow of how things get checked, right? Because like I've had the same thing, right? Like somebody said, and I mean, I don't know if I got suppressed or not, but the reporting on the back end when they say item not as described, and it's not a true 9.5. I'm like, how can it not be a true 9.5? It's on the box, it's on the tag, right? But it's a fit issue. I think it should be harder for buyers to claim item not as described. They should funnel it through did it fit or not first before they actually get to item. And I think that's gonna be a working feedback that we can present to them, especially on certain specific categories, right? Like some certain Nikes fit a little bit big on the t-shirt side, right? Like it happens. And trust me, guys, we actually in our category have one of the lowest return rates. So if your return rates is sub 5%, I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, like loose fit, standard fit. Yeah. Even some of the shoes, I bought some Dunks recently. Those black ones I was wearing, they fit way big compared to they're a size 11. I'm like, why do these fit big? It's kind of weird, but every shoe is different, right? I mean, high, low, mid. I mean, Let me go back. Any questions? Throw them in right now as well. Rodolfo, let's see. In returns, is seller pays returns places you higher than buyer pays return? Which one do you all use?
Yeah, free returns always rank better.
Free returns. But
That
when
will
you're
get you
talking
top rated
about,
seller plus.
yeah, I know it's kind of like related but unrelated. But on the shipping part, he had said too that free shipping doesn't matter either. He
Yeah.
actually said that they prefer you to charge for shipping,
Well,
which I thought was kind of funny. But
I think it's when buyers just sort it low to high, it just calculates shipping anyway.
yeah, true.
So yeah, so I don't think, I think more for like, my take on that is like more for like top rated seller plus. So if me and Glenn go head to head with the same product, same price, same everything, he would show up better because he's top rated seller plus because he accepts free returns, and I don't. So I'm only top rated.
Let me go back. Intramorph, I had someone recently leave me positive feedback, but also said the shoes ran a bit narrow, and it would have been nice that it was mentioned in the listing.
Yeah,
that's,
out of
that's
control. That's why
hilarious.
he had to do a positive reboot, because if he put negative, it's easily removable.
Yeah. The feedback thing I'm dealing with affecting me for a person trying to use negative feedback for leverage and says a 2x fits as a 4x. Richard.
Mhm.
Which is also like not even Richard's fault if something doesn't fit you. That's what it's on the item,
Yeah,
the way it fits. I mean, Richard didn't make the shirt.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and brand new with tags Nike tee, we can't control how it's gonna fit you.
Right.
So those feedback stuff you can usually get them removed. I know
Yeah,
they're just kind of a eyesore to see them there. You're like,
yeah,
come on.
yeah.
We're all placing all Nike, Jordan, Converse items with eBay international shipping with a shipping policy that excludes Europe and EU countries. Sneakers Envy.
Yeah, you can, if you want to, but again, same stand that I've said before. Um, if you're selling through eBay international shipping, you cannot get zero violation, and if you do, it's reversible. But again, I brought that up to them, and they said it's account health. So, so I would, that would be like a business decision on our end. But I've already like said this before to anybody: if you get zero suspension because of eBay international shipping, forward it to me. We'll get it reversed. That is just one of the last parts, because right now they're like, what was it, Glenn? Like 90 something, 99% of EIS goes through. It's just it's just a bug, or it's international policy laws that legal and international shipping is working for. But but I understand that you can exclude it, so for me, my international sales is 13% of my total. Now, I can't pinpoint which is going to certain countries, right? So if you exclude those, either I'm gonna lose the 13% international sales, or maybe I'm gonna lose 5%. Now, is it worth vice versa? I would say it's worth it for me. And again, we have the word for it. If I get in trouble, I'll bring it up to him. So I cannot afford to lose 13% of my international sales if I exclude certain countries.
I mean, and it sucks. I know, like Sneakers Envy said, it crushed the numbers for 3 days, and I know like different things like that with the Vero and things like
Yep.
that shouldn't be happening. Is definitely unfortunate and something that they don't want to happen.
Yep.
You know, again.
Yeah, I
And
mean, trust me, I've Glenn was
yeah,
there
B was
when I
B
brought
was
it.
hounding these guys
I
on.
was I hound the shipping team, and personally got their emails. And then on the second time, when if you guys saw us on Top Golf, the global GM Jordan was there,
Mm-hmm.
US GM Adam was there, and the VP Ashish was there, and I told them that, and they assured us it's reversible. Now, if they don't keep their word, it's up to them. But so far they have.
So far they have, and they do want to make sure that this is stuff being fixed.
Yep.
Another thing that was brought up when me and B were talking with them too were just like random glitches or different bugs that people feel, or I guess that they've been experiencing,
Mm.
like items relisting themselves or items disappearing
Yeah.
or things like that. And they said that you've seen it too. If you go to your fees, the fee breakdown, there's a little feedback thing. You can put it right there in the corner. Um, and they want you to answer a question there on feedback on how eBay is working. You can give them 1 star if you want.
Yes.
You can give them 5 stars if you want.
And
They want
and
you to fill that out.
yeah, and for feedback, we actually know the person that reads it.
Exactly. So
Crazy enough, the same employee was in our meetup in Portland in 2018. So he
yeah,
notes us and he watches us.
and they want you to fill that out. So
Yeah.
we're telling you right now, if you have any weird glitches or anything weird that you're like, what is going on
Yeah.
here? They put that in that little feedback window.
Yeah.
They will read it. And they've actually tested out certain these so-called bugs, and some of them they actually went back and showed them when they actually relisted it.
Yeah.
And usually they said it was
90%.
on
Yeah.
90% was on a bulk listing
Yeah.
that they, as a seller, we probably
Relist,
missed it.
delist. Yeah. Because when you
So
relist an item, it goes back to the original quantity.
yeah,
And here's the thing. Like when you catch it, report it right away because item ID is gonna be there. The problem is that if it's over 90 days, the logs are not there anymore.
yeah, true. Rory Matt, $2.
For sure.
Appreciate that on the little tip. R&J Funky Finds. I never wanted to fill out the feedback in fear they might slow my store down. No, they definitely want the feedback. And what I liked about it too, after talking with them, is like they were very open on. Please tell everybody to fill this out if they have any issues at all with eBay.
Mhm.
They're like, we have 1.8 billion listings.
Yeah.
Things are about to happen some way or another. They don't want it
So
to
imagine
happen.
1% error of 1.8 billion listings. Is a lot.
1% error. So yeah, go ahead. And anything else, like you said, any questions, Vero, things like that, you can email the B or me,
Yeah.
and we'll figure
Vero
something out.
International. Vero. I mean, Snickers Envy emailed me and
Yeah.
we got it done.
B
And,
got it done
yeah.
quick.
Yeah, because and here's the crazy part. I told the big dogs I'll CC you on it, and they said yeah, CC me on it, and we'll get it done. Like, so we'll try it.
The corporate life,
Oh
CCing everybody.
yeah, we're in there. I
Oh
mean that's
man.
the only way the subordinates will get into action. So or prior. I mean again, it's not get into action. It's more like priority, right?
Well, also just noticing that things are happening. I mean, no one's gonna know things are happening if we don't tell
Yeah,
them.
nobody's reporting it, right?
Or just complaining on YouTube or IG. I mean,
Yeah, that one is the last thing you should do because one is they'll see it, but they don't see which account who's
it's
saying
coming
it
from.
or what listing ID is going.
Yeah, they said that if you could, if you include the title or the ID or things like that, it just helps them get it even quicker.
Yeah.
Um,
Josh Leva said, "I'm gonna reply all." 100%.
reply all. All right, the last one. Photos and title tracker.
Oh,
So he had showed me, I guess, a breakdown of my store, and also comparing it to other stores. And what they don't want is for you to just have one photo. They actually have a tracker that shows how many photos you have or how many photos you average on your store. They definitely want the 8 to 12. You don't have to be at 16 or 12 every single time, but definitely 8 at the lowest if it needs it. Now, they said too, if you're selling, like a smaller item that only has a front and a back or something, or like
yeah,
something's
like,
really simple,
yeah, like
then
a
okay.
sock, right, front and back.
Yeah, if there's only like 4 photos, then it is what it is because it's a simple small
Necessary, yeah, whatever
product.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's like a lot of these one photo ones. I don't know. They have like I don't know, some kind of tracker thing that showed, I guess, with the one photo thing, and then same thing with the title. Titles are huge, and we did the title kind of breakdown on the level up thing, um, and they really want you to hit the max characters,
Mhm.
at least getting to like the 75 range is good on
Mhm.
characters, but also following that same type of breakdown. Like you can start off with new, or you can start off with just the brand, but
Mhm.
usually like brand into, like I like to do, let's say for a jersey, brand, Nike, player, DK Metcalf,
Size,
team,
team, or
Seattle
size. Yeah.
Seahawks, color, green, and then what kind of jersey, game jersey, elite jersey, vapor jersey, and then I'll do, size whatever, or men's size whatever, things like that. Um, and even like, with football season showing up, a lot of those numbers are high for me right now, obviously because of the season.
Mhm.
But I usually try to like kind of break it down that way when it comes to the title. And I know right now they showed us also the sneakers thing, which we've seen it on the app. And B was saying how like it doesn't really like the size being first, right? Like
Yeah, because if
size
you
10, Jordan 13 playoffs.
yeah, because if you use the mobile app, which is when it's a sneaker, when you're listing a sneaker, it goes to a different path. So sneakers have a different listing flow now, which they're trying to evolve. Um, the thing is, if you use the mobile, the size will pop up first.
Yeah.
And there's really no right or wrong. There's still the listing flow for sneakers. It's newer. But obviously, if you use the desktop, it's the classic listing site, which you can put as many item specifics as you can. Um, Stickers Envy heard title should be written as a sentence. That makes sense, right? A Nike, uh, a Jordan 1, bread 11, size 10, black and red.
So do you not put in style code in title? I do name then size after name, style code last. You can definitely do style code last if you
Yeah,
want to.
if you have extra room, yeah,
Yeah, style code isn't necessarily needed.
no, it's
You
just
can.
other resellers or specific buyers looking for it.
But also, what helps though, if you do have quite a bit of inventory though, style code has really been helping me like
Yeah,
find the item quick. So I do put style code, but you should put style code in item specific though.
yeah,
Um,
item specific for sure.
you
Or like
do need style
we
code.
actually put it on the description.
Mm,
So your own internal sake, that way it doesn't clutter because you have to think though. 73% of my sales is done on mobile app. So you have to look at your listing and if see if you can understand your own listing because there's only two lines, right? After so many, the third line doesn't show.
mm.
So if the style code is in the very end, the style code doesn't show. Now you put style code up front and then you don't see the size. So just look at your store on the app and see how it would look.
Intramorph. If you have the style code in the item specifics, it will come up in searches anyway. Kind of a waste on characters if you put it in the title to me. So yeah, you don't have to put
Yep.
it in the title. It's up to you, your preference. But you can use something a
Correct.
little bit different there if you need to
Yeah,
on
correct
your
on
title.
Intramorphia. It will show up if you put it there.
And then when it comes to photos and title, they also were just kind of telling me more about the breakdown, of course, on mobile purchases. And they saying, a lot of people they don't read the description,
Mhm.
unfortunately, which we kind of knew that, right?
Yep.
But they're saying that like if you hit them with title and photos and they see the price, there's a
That's it.
lot of people they just pull the trigger and
Yeah.
it's gone. They'll buy it. So if you can hit them with all the details necessarily in your title and great photos, they're gonna swipe the photos. They read the title. They know exactly what size. They know it's brand new. More than likely, they'll just buy it right then and there. So just how I guess impactful the photo
Yeah.
title combo is.
Sourcing code. How do you see mobile sale percentage? That was through our growth advisor, and I'm gonna bring it up to him and see. I mean, obviously, like there's 100 people here. I'm gonna bring it up to him and see how we can make that available to other people that have supported us or are in this a lot more serious. I know they have reached out to. multiple, different people in the category, but we'll definitely try. We'll definitely try to put you guys on a growth advisors.
Can't put rare anymore, right? You can put rare. I
Yeah,
just
but I
wouldn't
don't.
recommend putting it, especially in the beginning.
Yeah, because nobody really puts like Jordan 1 rare. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, as a buyer, right? Well, I don't think. I mean, because you have to think buyer. Like, you just have to think buyer when you're putting stuff.
So then, would you definitely advise to put new at the beginning? I personally do.
Hmm.
I don't know. I guess like what their rule would be, but I usually put new.
Yep. I
Um,
never have. I never
okay.
have.
So me and
So
B do things differently when it
yeah.
comes to the
So
newer.
so I don't think it's a deal breaker, but I think it's just what 3 letters, or 4 letters of character that's there. Um, I've always that might be something to see how often buyers actually use the conditions item specifics, right? Because if data says buyers click item condition 99% of the time, then obviously I'm gonna be telling Glenn like Glenn, don't put new.
Mm,
But because I don't have that data, I can't
yeah.
advise that. But
Yeah.
I think that could be something that we could ask.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, so we can follow up on emails. Any other questions you want us to ask? We can definitely do that. Maybe some things
Yeah.
we just didn't even
Yeah,
think
if you have
about.
any more specific, like email us.
And those are my five. But like I said, I might have to do part two next Wednesday. I don't know. But these were
Yeah,
five, I
let's
think,
do it.
good tips that I could barely just think of. That I really wanted to share now. But I could. There was so much more out of
Yeah.
that. That I think we could definitely work on.
And also on Rashard's comment about immediate payment to offers. So as of Wednesday last week, all buyer initiated offers are 100% immediate payments already. So so before you can put in a best offer, they have to select a payment and they have to say yes that, or there's a disclaimer saying that if the seller accepts, will automatic process the payment. So
Mm.
that's already done and solved with.
Let me see. Brilliant Dominance. A couple of videos lives ago, Ken said there are way more sales under 100 and stuff over 200 that are extremely slow sales. Should we pivot to items that are 125 and under with 20 to 50 profit?
I would say so. I would say so.
I noticed that when they did a breakdown for me, so on the sales and average sales price. So right now I've done 253,000 for the year, and my average sale price was 83.
Mhm.
So I am under the 100.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm literally at 101 right now.
oh, okay. So you're like right above the 100.
Yeah, yeah,
And a lot of that came from my jerseys are like 130 to 160, but
yeah,
the hats, are a lot lower. A lot of mine hats are like 35, 40, especially the fitteds. So that kind of brought it down a little bit on that side of it. Um, but I'm looking at ROI, and the hats can bring in double and
yeah,
more.
yeah.
But I don't know. I think right now we're in a weird time because there's more goods than ever.
Yeah,
There's more items than ever.
yeah. And then the money is not as high as it was.
Exactly. So, but we always have to continue to, the market's gonna change, things will change. We have to pivot along with it. So,
Hmm.
what are you gonna say?
No, no, no. I
Oh,
was
okay.
I, I was just agreeing with you what you were saying.
Brilliant Diamonds. I have a lot of 200 plus stuff that's sitting. That's why mine is
Yeah.
average 140 on sale. So there we go.
Mhm.
Let me see. Let me go back up. I don't know if there was anything else. Any other questions before we go? A nice hour episode, and then we can try to do a part two in the next one. Hopefully, some of these tips helped out. And any other questions, you can email us or anything else, and we could follow up with eBay on a lot of these. So,
Yeah, and then maybe next show we can promote it better and see what we could talk about, or maybe we could bring in other people and see what they've learned.
there you go. Great show. Very helpful, Richard. Appreciate that. Good show. Hit that like, Danny. Thank you. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this type of content. And you guys are awesome. Glad to be here. Normally working this time, watching the videos. Appreciate that. Brilliant Dominance. I'm at Ross out here getting it. Very nice, Rory,
There you
Matt.
go.
But yeah, this is the type of content that me and the B really enjoy when it comes to like
Helpful
the
content
strategy. Yeah, the strategy
and
stuff.
solution finding
Ex-
solutions.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, you'll hear more. Maybe we'll share some more fun and exciting stories. Maybe we'll leave the Glenn's story next week for next
Ah,
week.
that's right. Yeah, for part two, we'll get part two
Yeah,
going.
Intramorph. You have to probably. I'll try to see what I could do. But you probably have to have a dealership license or something like
Oh,
that
the
for car parts.
airbags.
Yeah, I'll ask
Okay.
my buddy Alec and see if he can, because he's pretty big on eBay. So if
Okay.
he can't, then it might be something different.
Okay. All right, guys. We will see you next week, and keep
All right,
listing. All right.
peace.
See ya. Go ahead and get it.